Sing, pastor, sing. Rain, God is going to do some mighty saving. While your hymns keep speaking of salvation for the whiter than white congregation, you believe us folk with black skin are well beyond redemption. Seems to me white folk don't know who's really doing the sinning. Keep on singing, pastor, and preaching that all you should love thy neighbour, as long as they ain't no nigger. And by the time you finish bellowing all those glorious songs, we is long gone. That's about basically how in America during the time of enslavement of the blacks, there was a lot of, subversive revolutionary actions taking place towards emancipation. And this is about some enslaved men and women outside the church, showing the intricacies of basically singing the songs in the church. They're excluded from that church, but they were planning their escape to freedom. So I called it Freedom Song. This one, I was watching the Titanic, not the most recent version with Leonardo and sang with Celine Dion in the background. This was a film I think probably first made in the 70s, and I suddenly had this sinking feeling having watched the film, and it inspired this piece of work again in 2007, A Fateful Friend. The Titanic, such a gigantic ship that was supposed to be unsinkable, yet the apparently impossible happened. Many lives became victims to the waves that hungrily preyed around the vessel of doom. And yet in the hours that loomed, before the icy seas was open its formidable jaw, many lives could have been saved if only ignorance, greed and prejudice had not paved the way. Sensing the inevitability of his fate, the captain nobly chose to die with his sinking freight, whilst the band played a ghostly tune, knowing soon their sweet symphony would be silenced by the wretched waters. And as the merciless slaughter of hundreds took its creepy course, history was soon to come to learn about the poignant flaws that just as humans are indeed fallible, no ship, regardless of class, creed and colour, is unsinkable. For in the end, fate will always be our faithful friend. This one, Papa and Bro, I would ask just for this one not to drum. I'll tell you why, because it's a conversation and I need to get into the vibe. A very good friend of mine, Annette Rayner, she was of Jewish Eastern European heritage, died in 2007. I knew her 20 years. She married, in fact, 6-7 years ago, and I was heavily pregnant, and she asked me to write a poem, and I performed it at her wedding. And then 4 years later, literally 2 years after her wedding, no, 3 years after her wedding, she found out she had ovarian cancer, and within 14 months she was dead. And I knew her longer than her husband, and because she knew she was going to die, sadly. I mean, there was a time when she was in remission, and then things went from good to bad. We talked, and she had some wonderful friends and a wonderful husband, and she was a very amazing woman. And I found myself writing. I think I wrote 6 poems for her, and one of them, in fact, before I was travelling to Ghana before she died, I thought I would see her before. When I came back, and in fact I read one poem of our friendship, knowing that I might never see her again. But this poem, when I wrote this, she was in remission, and it's about our early friendship, the conversations we used to have. I met her when we were both doing residential social work in Ealing, and she used to come round early in the day, sort of, maybe after work, and plunk her stuff there, and it's called Oh No, Not Another All-Nighter. Hiya, Annette. Come inside. How's it going? Okay, except work is so boring. Would you like a soft drink? Yes, a cold juice will be fine. How about lemonade with a touch of lime? That sounds nice. Do you have some ice? Of course, 1 lump or 2. I'm plunking my bag down and taking off my shoes. Sure, go straight ahead. while I go to the loo. Now, where was I? Oh yes, I'm preparing a dish. Would you like some rice and a savoury fried fish? Great, just a little please of that food. It looks so tasty and smells really good. Here we are then, let's sit at the table. Mind that the glass doesn't knock down the candle. So how's it going then? Any news to report? Yes, our manager's leaving and the cook is distraught. She keeps baking him cakes. God knows what for. A professional relationship? Never. I'm sure there's more. And what about you, Grace? What's happening at work? Oh, didn't I tell you about this new jerk? A mature student called Trevor. What? Who causes me grief? He's such a sport brat, you just would not believe. One time during the mocks, he strolled in quite late, refused to be examined and acted like we were mates. His essays and writing made absolutely no sense, though he spoke intellectually with an impressive parlance. What's that noise? Oh, the boys. I guess they're still awake. Oh yes, would you like some chocolate orange cake? Yes, please. Did I tell you I'm travelling real soon? Don't tell me you're off in a hot air balloon. No, not quite, but an ordinary jet will do. It should be exciting. Roll on, please, June. Next week, Annette, I have that dreaded driving test. I can't help but get tremendously stressed, especially when my instructor has his eyes pinned on my dress. I'm sure it'll be fine. Will you soon get a car in time, but not like your dear Hepzibah? That's the name of her car. What's it like driving a three-wheeler? Great fun. You know, I'm so fond of her. By the way, Daniela is due here from Spain. She's looking for somewhere local to stay. My mum rents out rooms. Perhaps this will do. I will see what she says and get back to you real soon. Crumbs! The dawn is soon dawning. It's 4 in the morning. No wonder the sky's getting lighter. Oh no, not another all-nighter. And